Hello everyone and welcome to Running Maryland's The Runaround, brought to you by Halliburton Sports here on ESPN 1300 AM. This is the only show in town made by runners and track athletes for runners and track athletes. Brad Jager is not in today. I'm your co-host Greg Jubb along with Aaron Lockwood, another very important member of the Running Maryland family. So Aaron, glad to have you on the show today with me.
Thanks very much for having me today, guys.
We have a special show today for you all. Today is the Olympic Marathon Trials special. We will be talking to local runners who qualified for the trials and ran 26.2 miles with all the finest marathoners in the nation.
Yes, today we're actually going to be talking to Ricky Flynn, a Damascus High School and Lynchburg College grad who placed 12th at the trials, along with a local super runner, Michael Wardian of Arlington, Virginia. He'll be joining us later on the show, as well as Baltimore native and elite road racer Chrissy Ramsey, who's going to talk to us about her latest successes. Thank you so much for being here.
So we're excited for that, but right now we're going to jump right into the race recap for all the races in the past week. In the high school scene, the Prince George's County Indoor Track Championships, Mabalaji Adeokan of Duval High School, a successful quadruple in the 55 hurdles, 55-meter dash, long jump, and 300. A big performance for her, 4 solid victories. Tavon Jacobs, Suitland High School, 34.28 in the 300-meter run, followed up closely by Champ Page of Wise High School, running 64 seconds, .7 in the 500. Both Tavon and Champ now have the #1 performance in the country, right here in Maryland. So, moving on, Onyx Johnson, C.H. Flowers, running 155.93 in the 800. That's the #1 time in the state, and very well could remain the #1 time in the state. That is smoking fast for indoor track. Suitland High School, 129.2 in the 4x200 meter relay, and 324.5 in the 4x400. Big double there. Moving on to the Howard County Championships, freshmen. Aaron, you're going to be hearing this name very often. And for those listening in, remember this name. Chris Hadrick wins the 1600, running 430.3, closing the last 400 in under 60 seconds.
Wow.
I mean, anything under 60 seconds for a freshman is impressive, but at the end of a mile, that's something else. So remember that name, Chris Hadrick.
I will.
Moving up to the Yale Invitational, going up north, Loyola Blakefield High School, right here in Baltimore, runs a 10:33 in the distance medley relay with splits of 3:15 for the 1200 leg by one of their #1 runners, Kevin Corbusier. Their 400 leg came through in 51 seconds, followed shortly by their 800 leg, who ran a 2:02, and another name to remember here, Mike Wegner. Their anchor leg, running the 1600 in 4:23. He's just a freshman, and if that wasn't enough, he comes back, runs an 8:46 in the 3000 in the championship heat to place 6, only 4 seconds behind the winner. That equates to a 9:23 3200. So this kid is running under 9 minutes and 30 seconds for 2 miles. I'm scared to even think about what this guy's going to do by the time he's a senior. Moving on to the Washington County Championships in Hagerstown, Evan Hardy of Williamsport wins the 800 by 6 seconds in 2 flat.4. John Lowry of Boonesboro High School throwing the shot, 53 feet 3.5 inches. Big performances. And moving on now to college and the open scene, Mercedes Jackson running the University of Maryland Invite. Ton of Maryland athletes there, both formerly high school Maryland athletes and college athletes in Maryland. Mercedes Jackson, a freshman at UMBC, finishes first in the 60-meter dash with a time of 7.60 seconds, just missing the qualifying time for the ECAC meet later this winter. Mina Smith and Thea LaFond of the University of Maryland went 1-2 in the high jump, both jumping 5 feet 8 inches. And Thea LaFond comes back, the Kennedy High School grad, another Maryland girl, comes back and takes first in the triple jump with a jump of 40 feet and 3/4 inch, edging Christina Epps of Coppin State by 3/4 inch.
Wow.
Going on to the throws, Kadeen Johnson competing for Conquest. Took first in the weight throw, tossing the 20-pounder 62 feet 7 inches. Junior Mariah Young of Maryland, very close behind with a throw of 61 feet 11 inches, a solid PR for her. Going on to the men's side now, Philippe DeRozier with a very impressive race in the 60-meter dash. 6.73 seconds to easily claim the victory. That is smoking fast. We'll be seeing bigger and better things from him later in the season. Calvin Dassent of Morgan State University smashing the 200, running 21.67 seconds on the flat track at PG Sportsplex. Those are times you usually see on bank tracks like the Armory or up in Boston. No, that was on the flat track at PG Sportsplex. Very impressive. Kyle Graves of the University of Maryland with 2 big victories in the open mile and the 800. He ran a 4:16 in the mile, going with negative splits. He came through the first 800 in 2:11, closed that up with a 2:05 for the second 800, and then with tired legs, comes back, runs the open 800, wins that in 1:55, and a very impressive double for him.
That is impressive.
Going to the field, Brandon Baskerville, a sophomore at Coppin State, won the high jump with a height of 6'10", easily taking first. Tyler Blatchley, a killer performance in the shot put, throwing the 16-pounder 59 feet, 5 inches, just short of 60 feet. That's a very elite throw, a fantastic throw for Tyler. And who is our Holabird Sports Athlete of the Week? Holabird, I don't know what
Tell me,
Holabird is.
Greg, who is our
Holabird Sports Athlete of the Week. We have two. One at the
Wow.
high school level, we have Champ Page, Wise High School with that 64-second 500, like we mentioned. And Tyler Blatchley, as I just mentioned. A big throw for Tyler, just short of 60 feet. So they are Holabird Sports Athletes of the Week.
Congratulations, guys.